Welcome. My name is Brian Griffin, and this is Gunkel Tarot. I'm going to do a quick video, and while this is not directly a response to recent discussions about pricing of decks and what an artist is allowed to make, and the sins of surviving in late-stage consumption capitalism. I'm aware of all of those considerations. They have been a part of my life because other than one sales career, I have worked mostly very low-wage jobs, often retail, and focused on community activism, etc. So I'm not discounting any of those considerations, but working within the framework of the reality that we are in right now. So I want to talk about print-on-demand deck providers, mostly the GameCrafter here in the United States. And as you can see, there's some decks that I have made available. The reason I'm talking about print-on-demand specifically is because the GameCrafter has a sale coming up, but I did want to use this occasion to talk about why I like print-on-demand. So these are all the decks I have or have had over the years. So of these, 36 are from mass market providers, 16 are from print-on-demand companies, 19 self-published in some special situations. A deck included in a book, a deck included in a magazine, a limited edition deck that was produced by a mass market company. So because of pricing, I tend to use mass market. Of the ones that were self-published not through print-on-demand, only 3 of them did I back before the deck was available. The rest of these were purchased from the artist after the Kickstarter or other funding campaign had been completed and they had decks in their hand. And, you know, the reality is that Kickstarter or Indiegogo or directly from the artist's website is risky. They can back out and there's limited ability to do much. So it's less risky to go with a print-on-demand company because even though the deck isn't there yet and it will be made for you, if the print-on-demand company is reputable, they have the artwork, they have the production equipment, they're all set to go. So there's very minimal risk. That company also collects sales taxes. In the case of the GameCrafter, they self-insure packages because the post office is a real bear to fight claims with. So they provide a lot of services. Often they can't. Also, the reality is that while there are a lot of decks that are popular, I mean, print-on-demand is nice to find boutique decks, such as the ones you see here that I'm responsible for, as well as other decks where the artist, the designer, possibly just doesn't want to run a Kickstarter campaign, but also has a deck they may not feel is going to sell the large quantity that makes a Kickstarter campaign efficient. It's a chance to be a little more unique, to pick up decks that just aren't being sold in large numbers, so they are a little unusual, and that appeals to the rebel in me. So that's a little bit about why I like to talk about print-on-demand decks. The uniqueness, the relative speed. I mean, the GameCrafter, in all my years dealing with them, have run anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks maximum delivery time. So that's why I like to talk about print-on-demand. I've also worked with print-on-demand mugs, t-shirts, books, fine art for a decade. So it's a space I'm comfortable in. The other reason I'm talking about it today is that the GameCrafter will be having a sale on tarot and divination decks, and artists are free to opt in or not, so it's not a guarantee, but as of now, still 30 days before the sale starts, they have 89 items listed. So there's definitely going to be a sale. How much of a sale depends upon what the individual creator wants to do. So I want to make sure people are aware of that. And the people I really want to make aware of that are other people who have decks listed at the GameCrafter, who have perhaps listed them there over the years. Because they don't want to deal day to day with a large campaign, they can upload the files and it's done. They don't have to worry about it. And I want those people to be aware of the sale so they have the option to opt in their deck if they wish. So that those of us who are interested in acquiring their decks can do so. But also make them designers aware that over the last couple of years, the GameCrafter has upped their game. One of the realities with print on demand is the super fancy packaging, the fancy boxes, velvet lined, ribbon enclosed, etc. cannot be done so here in the US. And so the packaging is a little less fancy, although they have upped the game. So they've added some features. And I want to make sure that people who have decks at the GameCrafter, who perhaps uploaded them 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, are aware of the possibility of enhanced packaging, as well as price increases that have come over the years. And so if you have a self-published deck at the GameCrafter and you want to have a look at what the options are for perhaps upgrading the packaging, looking at what current pricing is, I have published a guide that started out as a couple of small blog posts, which is now a more than 20-page PDF, which is available free at my website, digitalgriffindesign.com, that looks at the offering of the GameCrafter, the upgrades in the packaging, books and booklets. There's a color printing guide that's not Oracle related, but is very useful, and some of their promotional tools, sales, etc. So that's available. And come May 23rd, the Tarot Sister Who, in the full size only, I believe, the official R&P Lyrical Oracle deck, and the Sister Flirt meditation cards will be on sale. That's 3 items. These other 2 aren't. Although they are still available from the GameCrafter. So it's a little rambly, but there it is. Have a great, fabulous day.